February 1st, 1951, 11 p.m. Sugar Ray Robinson walked into Small's paradise. The greatest boxer alive, undefeated in 128 fights, welterweight champion, middleweight champion, the most feared fighter in the world. But tonight, he looked scared. Bumpy Johnson was at his usual table, saw Sugar Ray, stood up, smiled. "Ray, what brings you here?" "Bumpy, I need to talk. Private." They went to Bumpy's office, closed the door. Sugar Ray sat down, put his head in his hands. "I'm in trouble." "What kind of trouble?" "The kind that could end my career." Bumpy leaned forward. "Tell me." Sugar Ray pulled out an envelope, handed it to Bumpy. Inside was a check for $250,000 and a note. "Lose to LaMotta in round 10, or else." "Who sent this?"
Frankie Carbo, the mob's boxing fixer. Bumpy's jaw tightened. He knew Carbo, knew his reputation, knew he controlled half the fighters in America through threats, bribes, and violence. "What did you tell him?" "Nothing yet. That's why I'm here." "You want my advice?" "I want more than advice. I want protection." "From what?" "From them. If I don't throw the fight, they'll kill me, or hurt my family, or destroy my career. But if I do throw it, I lose everything I've worked for, my reputation, my pride, my legacy. So what do I do?"
Bumpy sat back, studied Sugar Ray. This man, this champion, reduced to begging for help. It made Bumpy's blood boil. "Ray, let me ask you something. Do you want to throw the fight?" "No." "Then don't. It's not that simple." "Yes, it is. They'll kill me. Maybe, or maybe they're bluffing." "They're not bluffing. These are serious people." "I know. I've dealt with them before." "How?" "By never giving them what they want." Sugar Ray looked confused. Bumpy continued. "Carbo thinks he can control you because you're scared, and fear is powerful. But you know what's more powerful? Principle. I can't eat principle. No, but you can live with it, and you can't live with yourself if you throw that fight, can you?" Sugar Ray was quiet, then shook his head. "No, I can't."
Then we have our answer. You fight, clean, fair, and you win. And if Carbo comes after me, he'll have to go through me first. Why would you do that? Because you're from Harlem, and Harlem doesn't bow to the mob. February 2nd, 1951, 9 a.m. Frankie Carbo called Sugar Ray, asked for an answer. Sugar Ray, his voice shaking, said no. "No? You heard me. It's my mistake to make." Carbo's voice went cold. "You have 24 hours to reconsider. Or what? Or you'll regret it." Carbo hung up. Sugar Ray immediately called Bumpy. "He's threatening me." "I know. What do? We prepare."
February 3rd, 1951, 2 p.m. Bumpy called a meeting with Sugar Ray, George Gainford, Ray's manager, and Bumpy's top men, Junie, Willie, 10 soldiers. "Here's the situation," Bumpy said. "Frankie Carbo wants Ray to throw the fight against LaMotta. Ray refused. Now Carbo's threatening him." "What kind of threats?" George asked. "The deadly kind." "So what's the plan?" "We protect Ray, around the clock, from now until the fight. And after the fight, depends on whether he wins. If he wins clean, Carbo looks weak, loses credibility. His threats become empty. And if Ray loses, then we deal with Carbo, permanently." George looked nervous. "Mr. Johnson, these are powerful people. The mob controls boxing."
They can destroy Ray's career, even if they don't kill him. Then Ray needs to decide. What's more important, his career or his integrity? Sugar Ray spoke up. "My integrity." "Good," Bumpy said. "Then we fight." February 4th, 1951. Frankie Carbo sent a message, not to Sugar Ray, to Bumpy, a dead rat, left on the doorstep of Small's paradise, with a note, "Stay out of this." Bumpy showed it to Junie. "He's trying to scare us. Is it working?" Junie smiled. "Not even a little.
Good. Send him a message back. What kind of message? The kind he understands. That night, one of Carbo's gambling houses in the Bronx was raided by Bumpy's men. They didn't steal anything, didn't hurt anyone, just walked in, looked around, and left. The message was clear.
We know where you operate, and we're not afraid.
February 6th, 1951. Carbo escalated, sent 3 men to Sugar Ray's gym to deliver a message. They walked in during training, interrupted Ray's sparring session. "We need to talk," one said. Ray stopped, looked at them. His trainer, George, stepped forward. "Who are you?" "We're friends of Mr. Carbo." "We don't have friends like that. Get out." The man smiled. "Or what?" Before George could answer, Junie Bird walked in, with Willie and 8 armed men. They'd been watching the gym, waiting. "Or you deal with us," Junie said. The 3 men looked at Bumpy soldiers, outnumbered, outgunned. They left. But the threat was clear. This wasn't over. February 8th, 1951.
Jim Norris, the owner of Madison Square Garden, called Sugar Ray, tried a different approach. "Ray, I'm hearing things." "What kind of things?" "That you're not cooperating with certain people." "I'm not throwing the fight, if that's what you mean." "Ray, be smart. These people can make your life very difficult. They can also make it very easy." "I don't want easy. I want clean." "There's no such thing in boxing." "Then maybe boxing needs to change." Norris sighed. "You're risking everything. For what? Pride? For integrity? Same thing. Look, Ray, I like you. You're a great fighter, but you're naive. The mob runs boxing, always has. If you fight them, you lose. Even if you win the fight, you lose the war." "Maybe, but at least I'll be able to look myself in the mirror. Your choice. Just don't say I didn't warn you." February 10th, 1951, 4 days before the fight. Carbo made his final offer, called Sugar Ray directly. $500,000. Double the original offer. Just lose in round 10. Make it look good. Nobody gets hurt. You get rich. Everyone wins. Except my legacy. Your legacy will be fine. You are the greatest boxer alive. One loss won't change that. It will if it's a fixed loss. Who's going to know? I'll know. Ray, be reasonable. I am being reasonable. You're asking me to sell my soul. I'm asking you to be smart. Same thing. No. Smart is making money. Honorable is keeping your integrity. You can't have both. Then I choose honor. You're a fool.
"Maybe, but I'm an honest fool." Carbo's voice dropped. "Last chance, Ray. Turn me down now, and there's no coming back." "I understand." "Then what's your answer?" "No." The line went dead. Sugar Ray knew. This was war.
February 11th, 1951, 3 days before the fight. Bumpy met with Sugar Ray at Small's Paradise. Ray was nervous. "They're not going to let this go." "I know. What if they hurt Edna May, your wife?" "She's protected. I've got people watching her, around the clock." "What if they come after me during the fight?" "We'll have people at the garden, watching. If anyone tries anything, we'll handle it." "But Bumpy, what if I lose? Fairly. Then you lose, but at least you lose clean." Ray looked at Bumpy. "Why are you doing this, risking your life for me?" "Because what Carbo's doing is wrong. He's trying to corrupt something pure, boxing, competition, the idea that the best man wins. If we let him do this, nothing means anything."
Everything becomes a transaction. I can't accept that. But you're a criminal. I am. But I have principles, and one of them is that sports should be sacred. The moment you can buy a championship, it's worthless. Ray smiled. "You're more honorable than most honest men I know." Bumpy laughed. "Don't let that get around. It'll ruin my reputation." February 13th, 1951, 1 day before the fight. Carbo sent one last message. Not a threat, a promise. If Sugar Ray didn't throw the fight, someone he loved would pay. Edna May received a letter at her home, a photo of her leaving church with crosshairs drawn over her face. She called Ray, crying, terrified. Ray called Bumpy. They sent a picture of Edna May with a target on her. Bumpy's voice was ice.
Where is she now? At home, with your men. Good. Keep her there. What are we going to do? We're going to end this. How? By showing Carbo that threatening families has consequences.
That night, Frankie Carbo was eating dinner at his favorite restaurant in Little Italy. Bumpy Johnson walked in with Junie, Willie, and 20 armed men. The restaurant went silent. Carbo looked up, saw Bumpy, went pale. "We need to talk," Bumpy said. Carbo's bodyguards reached for their guns. Bumpy's men were faster. 30 guns filled the restaurant. Nobody moved. "Talk," Carbo said. "You threatened Sugar Ray's wife." "I don't know what you're talking about." "Don't lie. It's insulting." Carbo set down his fork. "What do you want?" "I want you to leave Sugar Ray alone. He's not throwing the fight. And if you threaten him or his family again, I'll kill you. You can't threaten me." "I just did." Carbo stood up. "You have no idea who you're dealing with."
Yes, I do. You're Frankie Carbo, the mob's boxing fixer. You've fixed dozens of fights, made millions, ruined careers, and now you think you can intimidate Sugar Ray Robinson. But you can't, because he's got something you don't. What's that? Integrity. And I'm going to make sure he keeps it. Carbo smiled. You're protecting a boxer. Why? Because he's from Harlem, and Harlem doesn't bow to you. You're making a big mistake, Bumpy. Maybe, but it's my mistake to make. Bumpy turned to leave. Stopped. One more thing. If anything happens to Sugar Ray, or his wife, or anyone in his family, I'll burn your empire to the ground, and I'll start with you. He left. Carbo sat down. For the first time in his life, Frankie Carbo felt fear.
February 14th, 1951. Valentine's Day. Fight night. Madison Square Garden. Sold out. 18,000 people. Sugar Ray Robinson versus Jake LaMotta. The fight everyone had been waiting for. In the locker room, Sugar Ray was nervous. Not about LaMotta, about what might happen if he won. George, his trainer, wrapped his hands. "You okay, champ? Bumpy's gonna be there, right? Front row, with 50 men. If anyone tries anything, they'll handle it." Ray nodded. "Then let's do this." The walk to the ring was the longest of Ray's life. Every face in the crowd could be a threat. Every person could be Carbo's. But then he saw Bumpy, front row, calm, confident, nodded once. Ray felt strength. This was it. Round one. The bell rang. Sugar Ray came out fast.
Aggressive. LaMotta, tough as nails, absorbed the punches, threw back. It was a war. Round after round they battled. LaMotta was a bull, strong, relentless, couldn't be knocked down. But Sugar Ray was an artist, faster, smarter, more skilled. By round 10, the round Carbo wanted Ray to lose. Ray was ahead on points, but tired. LaMotta charged, threw everything, trying to knock Ray out. Ray moved, dodged, countered, survived. Round 11, round 12, round 13. Sugar Ray unleashed a combination. 25 punches in 15 seconds. LaMotta couldn't defend. The referee stopped the fight. TKO. Sugar Ray Robinson wins. The crowd erupted. Ray raised his hands, looked at Bumpy. Bumpy stood, applauded, smiled. Ray had won. Clean, fair, honest.
And Frankie Carbo could do nothing but watch.
February 14th, 1951. 11:30 p.m. Post-fight. Sugar Ray's locker room was packed. Reporters, photographers, celebration. But Ray was looking for one person, Bumpy Johnson. He found him standing in the back, quiet, observing. Ray pushed through the crowd. "Bumpy, we did it. You did it. I couldn't have without you. Yes, you could have, but I'm glad you didn't have to." They shook hands. The photographers captured it. A boxer and a gangster, celebrating integrity. The next day, that photo was on the front page of every sports section in America. Robinson beats LaMotta, refuses to fix fight. New York Times. The cleanest fight in years. Sports Illustrated. Sugar Ray's integrity knockout. Amsterdam News. But there was another story.
Buried in the back pages, mob fails to fix Robinson fight. Harlem's Bumpy Johnson protects fighter. Frankie Carbo read that story. In his office, alone, furious. He called his boss, Carlo Gambino. "We have a problem." "What kind of problem?" "Bumpy Johnson." "What about him?" "He's interfering with our boxing operations." Protected Sugar Ray Robinson, made us look weak. Gambino was quiet, then spoke. "Did Robinson throw the fight?" "No." "Did we get our money?" "No." "Then we lost. What do you want to do about it?" "Nothing." "What?" "You heard me. We do nothing." "But boss, if we retaliate, we look weaker. We threatened. Johnson called our bluff. Now we move on. But our reputation is fine. We control boxing. One clean fight doesn't change that."
But Johnson is more powerful than we thought, and smarter. He picked a fight he could win. A popular fighter. A clean sport. Public opinion on his side. If we go after him now, we're the villains. So we let it go.
But what about Carbo? Frankie, you made a mistake. You underestimated Johnson. Learn from it and move on. The line went dead. Carbo sat there, humiliated, defeated. He'd lost to Bumpy Johnson, and he could do nothing about it. February 15th, 1951, the morning after. Sugar Ray visited Bumpy at Small's Paradise, brought his wife, Edna May. They sat at Bumpy's table. Edna May spoke first. "Mr. Johnson, I wanted to thank you." "For what?" "For protecting my husband, for giving him the courage to do the right thing." "I didn't give him courage. He already had it. I just removed the obstacles. Still, without you he might have given in. We both might have." Bumpy shook his head. "No, you wouldn't have. You're both stronger than you think."
Sugar Ray pulled out an envelope. "What's this?" "Payment. For your protection." Bumpy didn't open it. "How much?" $50,000. Bumpy pushed it back. "I don't want your money. But I didn't do this for money. I did it because it was right." Ray looked confused. "Then why?" "Because you're from Harlem, and Harlem takes care of its own. But you risked your life, your business, your reputation. For me?" "Not for you. For what you represent." Sugar Ray frowned. "I don't understand." Bumpy leaned forward. "Ray, you're not just a boxer. You're a symbol. You're proof that a black man can be the best in the world, at something, anything. You're proof that skill matters, that hard work matters, that integrity matters." "If I let the mob corrupt that, I'm saying none of those things matter, that everything can be bought. I can't accept that."
Ray was quiet, processing, then spoke. "You're not what I expected." "What did you expect?" "A criminal, someone who only cares about money and power. I am a criminal, but I also care about this community, about what we stand for, about proving that we're more than what the world thinks we are. You could have made money helping them fix the fight. Probably. But I would have lost something more valuable." "What?" "The respect of people like you." Ray smiled. "You have it. Good. Don't lose it." "How?" "By staying clean. No matter how much money they offer, no matter how many threats they make, you stay clean. Because the moment you compromise, you lose everything." "I understand." "Do you?" "Because it's going to get harder. They'll offer more money next time."
Make bigger threats. Try to wear you down. I'll resist. Promise? I promise. Good. Because Harlem needs heroes, and you're one of them. March 1951, 1 month after the fight. Sugar Ray opened a new business, Sugar Ray's Bar, in Harlem on 124th Street. The grand opening was huge. Thousands of people, celebrities, athletes, politicians, and Bumpy Johnson, front and center. Ray gave a speech. "This bar represents something important to me. It represents integrity, honesty, community. A month ago, I was asked to throw a fight, to sell my soul for money. I refused, because of a man named Bumpy Johnson. He taught me that some things are more valuable than money: respect, honor, legacy. This bar is built on those principles. Everyone is welcome.
Black, white, rich, poor. As long as you treat people with respect. The crowd applauded. Bumpy smiled. Proud. April 1951. Frankie Carbo tried one more time. Approached Sugar Ray. At a restaurant. Sat down uninvited.
Ray, Carbo, heard about your new bar. Congratulations. Thank you. Look, I want to apologize for what happened. The threats, the pressure. That was business, not personal. I understand. Good. Because I'd like to make amends. How? By investing in your bar. $50,000, no strings attached. Ray looked at him. Why? Because you're a smart businessman, and I respect that. Ray stood up. I don't want your money. Ray, be reasonable. I am being reasonable. You tried to corrupt me, threatened my wife, and now you want to invest in my business? That's not an apology. That's an attempt to control me. I'm just trying to help. No. You're trying to buy influence, and I'm not for sale. Ray walked out, left Carbo sitting there, humiliated.
Carbo called Gambino. He refused me. Again. Then let it go. I can't. He's embarrassing us. No, you're embarrassing yourself by not letting it go. This obsession with Sugar Ray is making you look weak. Move on. But that's an order, Frankie. Move on, or I'll move you out. Carbo hung up, defeated. Bumpy Johnson had won, completely. May 1951, 3 months after the fight, Sugar Ray fought again. Carmen Basilio, another tough opponent. No fixing attempts, no threats. Clean fight. Ray won. After the fight, reporters asked, Ray, how do you keep winning? Preparation, dedication, and principles. Principles? I refuse to compromise. I fight clean, I win clean, or I lose clean, but I never cheat. Who taught you that? Bumpy Johnson.
The reporters scribbled frantically. This was a story. The boxer and the gangster. The unlikely mentor and student.
June 1951. Sugar Ray was named Fighter of the Year by Ring magazine. At the awards ceremony, he thanked his team, his trainer, his manager, his wife, and Bumpy Johnson. People were surprised. Why thank a criminal? Ray explained, Mr. Johnson taught me that integrity is non-negotiable, that some things are more valuable than money, that doing the right thing, even when it's hard, is what makes you a champion, not just in the ring, but in life. The audience was silent, then applauded. Even criminals, Ray continued, can teach us about honor, and even champions can learn from unlikely sources. Mr. Johnson, if you're watching, thank you for believing in me, for protecting me, for teaching me. Bumpy, watching from Small's Paradise, smiled.
Turned to Mamie. He's going to be fine. You're proud of him. Very. Why? Because he chose integrity over money. That's rare, especially in his world. You taught him that. Maybe. But he had it in him already. I just removed the obstacles. You do that a lot. What? Remove obstacles so people can be their best selves. It's my job. I thought your job was running Harlem. Same thing. July 1951. Frankie Carbo was arrested. For extortion. Match fixing. Conspiracy. The FBI had been investigating him for months. Building a case. Sugar Ray's refusal to fix the fight had drawn attention. Made other fighters come forward. Testify. By December 1951, Carbo was convicted. Sentenced to 25 years. Boxing was cleaner. Because one fighter said no. And one gangster protected that decision. August 1951, 6 months after the fight. Sugar Ray visited Bumpy. at Small's Paradise, sat down. I wanted to tell you something. What? I'm retiring. From boxing? Soon. I've got maybe 5 more years. Then I'm done. What will you do? Business. Maybe acting. Definitely giving back to Harlem. Good. But I wanted to ask you something. What? Why did you really help me? I told you. Integrity. But there's more, isn't there?
Bumpy was quiet, then spoke. When I was young, I wanted to be a boxer. Really? Yes, I was good too. Fast, strong, smart, could have been a contender. What happened? I took a bribe to throw a fight. How much? $500. More money than I'd ever seen. I was 17, poor, desperate, so I took it, and I threw the fight. And I've regretted it every day since. Not because I lost the money, but because I lost my self-respect. I became someone who could be bought, and once you become that, it's hard to come back. Ray was quiet. That's why you protected me. Yes, I didn't want you to make my mistake. I didn't want you to spend your life wondering what could have been if you just stayed honest. Sugar Ray reached across the table.
Shook Bumpy's hand. Thank you. For what? For learning from your mistake, so I didn't have to make mine. That's all any of us can do. Learn. Teach. Hope the next generation does better. September 1951. The Boxing Commission announced new rules, stricter oversight, investigations into match fixing, penalties for fighters who threw fights, and protection for fighters who reported bribery attempts. They called it the Robinson Rule, named after Sugar Ray, for his refusal to compromise, for his integrity, for his example. Sugar Ray gave a press conference. This rule isn't about me. It's about all fighters, about protecting the sport, about ensuring that the best man wins, not the man who's willing to cheat. And it's because of Bumpy Johnson.
He showed me that doing the right thing matters, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. The reporters asked, "Do you regret not taking the money?" "Every day," Ray smiled. "I regret not having that money, but I don't regret the decision, because I can look at my championship belt and know I earned it, honestly. That's worth more than any amount of money."
October 1951, 8 months after the fight. Bumpy received a letter from the Boxing Commission. Mr. Johnson, we are writing to thank you for your role in protecting the integrity of professional boxing. Your actions in preventing the fixing of the Robinson-LaMotta fight have inspired new regulations and protections. While we cannot officially endorse your methods, we acknowledge that your interventions saved the sport from corruption. Thank you. The Boxing Commission. Bumpy showed the letter to Mamie. They thanked you. Criminals don't usually get thank you letters. I'm not a usual criminal. No, you're not. You're a man with principles. Strange principles, but principles nonetheless. Bumpy laughed. I'll take that as a compliment. You should.
December 1951. Sugar Ray fought his last fight of the year. Won. Again. After the fight, he dedicated the victory. This win is for everyone who believes in doing things the right way, for everyone who's been asked to compromise and said no, and especially for Bumpy Johnson, who taught me that integrity is non-negotiable. The crowd cheered. In the audience, Bumpy stood, applauded, proud, not because Sugar Ray had won, but because he'd won the right way. February 14, 1952, 1-year anniversary of the LaMotta fight. Sugar Ray threw a party at his bar, invited everyone, the community, his team, and Bumpy Johnson, guest of honor. Ray gave a toast. 1 year ago today, I fought Jake LaMotta, and I won, but the real victory wasn't in the ring.
It was the decision I made before the fight, to refuse to fix it, to choose integrity over money. And I made that decision because of this man, Bumpy Johnson. He pointed at Bumpy. He taught me that some things are more valuable than money: respect, honor, legacy. He risked his life to protect mine, risked his business to protect my integrity,
and I will never forget that. To Bumpy Johnson, the most honorable criminal I've ever met. The crowd laughed, cheered, raised their glasses. Bumpy stood, spoke. Sugar Ray Robinson is proof that doing the right thing pays off, not always in money, but in respect, in legacy, in knowing that you stood for something. He could have taken that bribe, made $250,000, lived comfortably, but he would have spent his life wondering, what if? Now he doesn't have to wonder. He knows. He's a champion, earned honestly, and that's worth more than any amount of money. The crowd erupted. Applause. Cheers. Sugar Ray walked over, hugged Bumpy. Thank you for everything. You're welcome. And Ray? Yes? Stay clean. Always. I will. I promise.
Years later, in 1989, Sugar Ray Robinson was inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame. In his acceptance speech, he talked about many things: his fights, his technique, his dedication, but he spent the most time talking about integrity and Bumpy Johnson. In 1951, I was asked to throw a fight. I refused, because a man named Bumpy Johnson taught me that integrity is non-negotiable. He's gone now, died in 1968, but his lesson lives on. Do the right thing, even when it's hard, even when it costs you, because that's what makes you a champion, not your record, your character. Thank you, Bumpy, for teaching me that. The crowd stood, applauded, and somewhere, Bumpy Johnson's legacy lived on.
If this story of integrity, principle, and refusing to be bought moved you, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like if you believe that some things are more valuable than money. Share this with someone who needs to hear about the gangster who taught a champion what honor really means. What would you have done in Sugar Ray's position? Let me know in the comments. And remember, you can't buy integrity. You can only earn it. Sugar Ray Robinson earned it, and Bumpy Johnson protected it. That's legacy.